girl Amaka, and I am with Camelia. With another episode of Let's Talk with Amaka and Camelia. Today we're going to talk about beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, manifestations. Do you believe in that? Are you spiritual?
I mean, there's a lot of digging to do here.
Okay.
A lot of digging to do here, and I'm excited about it.
Let's pull up our sleeves.
Because,
all right.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody's their own specific brand of crazy. And we need to embrace that. We need to embrace that. And some people are fighting like, my crazy is better than your crazy. It's like, no, player, we are both insane.
When you say crazy, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about everybody has a movie playing in their mind of reality, and no two movies match. Like you have probably, and I'm assuming because I'm not sure for sure, but if you have identical twins out in the world and say they both have the same creed, like the same religion or whatever, I bet they still have differences, you know? There's just like no two people that are alike, no two ways that people's brains that work that are alike. Like everyone has their specific system of beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing matches. Like, you close your eyes right now and think of a tree. I close my eyes, think of a tree. It's not going to be the same tree.
Okay.
Not even close.
So are you saying that people are... What are you saying?
Okay. think of some of the craziest beliefs that you've heard from people. And they really, really believe them. Like, when I was in college, there was a girl, she believed in fairies. Like, for reals.
Really?
Yeah, the little fairies were here and there and whatever. It was like, I met a girl not too many years ago that believed that when she was growing up, an alien would sit in the corner of her room.
Okay, well...
And here's the thing, too. That girl also had experienced sexual trauma at the same time. So the alien was real to her. But maybe the alien was her psyche projecting something to help her survive that time in her life. So who the hell am I to tell her that she's crazy? Of course she's crazy. But not in any way.
You don't want to tell her.
No, but at the same time, though, it's a survival instinct. And lots of the reasons we come up with belief systems are so that we can survive, right?
To cope.
Yeah.
And what is your belief system?
Okay.
And are you, I have to back up, are you a spiritual person?
Okay, so I love mysticism. Like, I love the idea of ghosts. I love the idea of an afterlife. I love some of the theories behind certain religions, like reincarnation. I love that. We are all one. Buddhism, Hinduism. Like, I love all these different things, and I love how I was raised Catholic, even though I'm not necessarily that now. Mm-hmm. It gave me a strong moral code.
Okay.
But just because I was raised Catholic and have a strong moral code, does that mean that anybody raised Catholic is going to have a strong moral code? No, you can completely rebel. It just comes down to who you are.
Okay.
So as far as belief systems, I like to think that I'm not a big fan of aliens. I do love the idea of ghosts. I love spirituality. I love like even spooky things. But I do think there is a central universal humanity rule out there somewhere
that keeps us all sane.
What scares me is I used to think everybody is all the same, but lately I've been thinking like there's some people who are just like so scary. I don't know when or how they could have deviated from this human experience. Because you look at a kid and you're like, it's so simple. You want to be happy, you want to be fed, you want to be loved. But then you see like people who just want to hurt people,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Where did you take the wrong road there? You know,
because something in their psyche, something must have messed them up. I mean, I do believe. Do you believe in spirituality, or do you believe in reincarnation, or is it like you like to believe that there is?
I like to believe in universe, like some universal, like the universe wants this, or the universe wants that. The word religare, if you break it down, like the etymology of it, religare means to bring together, to unite, mm-hmm. right? So no matter what the religion is, if it's not bringing people together, then what the hell is it doing?
Edgy is a designer, manufacturer, and founder of Anwi New York Inc.
Africa is about our shapes, our sensualities, our passions. For me, I know from what I do with brands that in the next 10, 50 years even, Africa is where brands would want to be produced and would want to sell. I think we can contemporize African fashion. Sometimes people love our shapes but may not be brave enough to wear our colors, you know? So we have to be able to transcend perceptions that people may have about African fashion.
Yet I also believe religion's kind of like gunpowder. It's like neither good nor evil. Like you can make fireworks or you can make explosives, right? Mm-hmm. So religion has also been the grounds for a lot of people to fight, a lot of people to kill, a lot of us versus them. Because when you're going to war, the best thing you can do is make a monster out of your enemy, right? So it's been divisive too in some ways.
Growing up in your household, you said one of your parents is Muslim, right? And your dad was Muslim, your mom. How did it affect you in any way? Did they try to put on you their beliefs?
So every morning I get a text from my mom trying to convert me to what I've already done. I'm like, I've already been there and done that. My dad was, Muslim or Islam and very relaxed about it. Mm-hmm. My mom, on the other hand, when she hit, sorry, Mom. When she hit menopause, she got super religious. Oh. Like, I know. So it's so weird because, like, we understand so little about the way our body and our psyche works. Yeah. And then you tie it to something spiritual or metaphysical. It's like all of a sudden, you don't know who's talking there. Because, like, when my mom was telling me in college, like, Camelia, you're going to go to hell. And I'm like, well, no, it sounds like a lot more fun. Like that. You don't to Nigeria. No, I know that maybe some people are, part of me is just like a little shit, but like, that's not fair to tell somebody, you have to
do it my way.
Yes. And it's just so like such a sport now. I think politics is a religion.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, they brought that into politics, which should not be the case. And unfortunately, people kind of take things to a level where you're really I really try to figure out, like, how is this connected to politics? It's just, there's meant to be that separation of church and state, but apparently that has gone to the back burner. But we digress.
Well, no, but I think there's a cult. It's like falling, right?
Yeah.
And like you're either on our team or you're with us or against us kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just like.
Edgy is a designer, manufacturer, and founder of Anwi New York Inc.
Africa is about our shapes, our sensualities, our passions. For me, I know from what I do with brands that in the next 10, 50 years even, Africa is where brands would want to be produced and would want to sell. I think we can contemporize African fashion. Sometimes people love our shapes but may not be brave enough to wear our colors, So we have to be able to transcend perceptions that people may have about African fashion.
It's just such a.
It really sucks the soul out of you.
And it doesn't let for any gray area or discussion to really happen. It's not collaborative. It's just like people butting heads and wanting to be right. And it's like super duper gross. Mm-hmm. But it's its own religion in a way. Culture, they thrive on people who maybe are in an in-between state of their identity or, a little bit in flux and just get in there.
Yeah. And they start to, I think at that point, you're just kind of preying on the person because then it kind of gives them that can get them to become manic in terms of, this is what the religion does, but my head is saying something else. We kind of like have them going crazy. I think for me, I'm more so spiritual. I believe there is a God out there that I believe in. My relationship is between me and God. And I got that from my grandfather who started the Gaudian religion based on how our people were prior to the British coming into the country. One thing my grandfather always taught us is respect every other person's religion. Take from it what serves you best and leave the rest. And I think that's what I have always done. And so when people try to bring their beliefs that I'm open, I'll listen. But if something makes sense to me, I take it take it with me to help build my spiritual standing. But if not, then I'll be like, you know what? I agree to disagree with you. I may not say to the person, but I just go on the other side. I know that, hey, that's their belief. But it's just something that I guess I've always used my grandfather's words of wisdom to help me navigate how I deal with my spirituality.
Totally. I mean, you shouldn't have to pull somebody down to lift yourself up, right? There shouldn't be that, and to be open and to be able to build upon different people's ideas, that should be key. You know, it shouldn't have to be this thing where, oh, you're wrong, like blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody has a right to tell you that. That's your space.
And so, and that's the thing. And when you tell people you don't have the right to tell me that, they will be like, blasphemy. I had to,
Sure.
what the hell? I'm just telling you that, hey, the way you think is the way you think, and I respect that. But leave me to think the way I think. And they have this problem as long as nobody's hurting anybody, you know. And the thing is that I was lucky. I would say lucky enough to actually experience experience Christianity, Catholic, the religion, I guess, and then Islam. And I was a kid when I was in boarding school. We would go to the church, and then Fridays we'll go to the mosque. And I would have to admit, I snuck out because I was trying to go get some good food. Outside of the door. But, you know, we had to go there. We had to go there and pray. We listened to the teachings and everything. And they all kind of said the same thing, but in different ways.
Yeah.
And with that, I took from that what made sense to me and left the rest behind. And I feel that is, to me, how I be. And it kind of also kind of touches back to people's cultural background.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being able to like celebrate that which you can relate to and leave behind what you don't relate to. And that's the thing. And I could be wrong, but that's the way I treat people when it comes to spirituality. Because it's not me. It's not me to tell you what you should believe in. As long as a dear friend of ours, Ramon said, his dad told him, as long as you ain't killing nobody and you're not hurting anybody, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's a religion, then sign me up. If that ever begins and ends, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of religion that hinges too on future promises. If you do A, B, C, and D, you're going to go to heaven, you know, this and that. And I think that's like that can be a manipulation tactic for sure.
I agree. And is that kind of called is it prosperity preaching or something like that? Where you have to do this, give money and everything. And once you do it, and again, I don't mean to talk down or talk mean about it, but when I see some of these ads that do that, and even in where I'm from in Nigeria, they do that too, which is sad because you're pretty much having people have come to this belief that they would give their entire tidings, their entire household.
Yeah. That is when you get into the tangent. 100%. You can't be like, and give your money and you'll go to heaven.
Exactly. And they give their life savings and they wonder what happened. And then just like that is really a manipulation. I totally agree with you. And it's unfortunate that people fall for that. It's one of the things like what happened to your spirituality, your faith, your beliefs, you know, and people just focus on, the preacher, the pastor said I should give my entire household to him and I'll find a $1 bill underneath my pillow. And I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, there was this really cool video that I saw recently where this guy goes up to this guy who's just like sitting in a classroom and he's like, hey, I'm so hungry. Do you have any food? And the guy like pulls out of his pocket just his few coins. He's like, this is all the money I have. He's like, well, why are you giving me money? What about you? How are you going to get food? And he was like, my sustenance is not in my hands, which was so beautiful. So just saying that the universe is just going to make it work out.
Yeah.
Turns out the dude who was asking for money in the first place was there to give him a bunch of money.
And but that's also the thing. I've seen some of those videos though, and those videos actually are inspiring me.
They are.
Because there are times that I have seen people I will never forget, and it's just one of those things that happened where this man, I could see from his feet was swollen. He was trying to cross the street, and he kind of looked raggedy or whatever. And I'm watching him as I'm crossing the street alongside him, and I could tell like he was slow and it was about to like turn red, whatever for the cars, green for the cars. And I just stopped, turned around, and went to him, and I offered him.
Edgy is a designer, manufacturer, and founder of Anwi New York Inc.
Africa is about our shapes, our sensualities, our passions. For me, I know from what I do with brands that in the next 10, 50 years even, Africa is where brands would want to be produced and would want to sell. I think we can contemporize African fashion. Sometimes people love our shapes but may not be brave enough to wear our colors, you know? So we have to be able to transcend perceptions that people may have about African fashion.
He looked at me like, why are you helping me? And I just said, let's go. And then the cars waited to cross. To have that's like a beautiful feeling to be able to help someone. So can you imagine someone who has nothing?
Yeah.
To be able to say, you know what, all I have is this.
Yeah.
But the world, this universe, something out there will sustain me. Yeah, I need to find out like, yes, manifestation. Yeah, that's how manifestation comes into play, where they say, I only had 5 cents and this person turned around and gave me 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like so amusing and sad in a way that our sense of entertainment has shifted because it's been such like overkill and garbage that seeing human genuine connection is now entertaining.
It's one of those things. And it's true. Actually, I do agree with that. And again, we can just take it. You want to be moved. But also social media plays a role. Everybody wants to have for clickbait. Everybody,
sure. No. But we're so conditioned to watch things that are trying to sell us crack. Like we are just being marketed to day in, day out. Even some of these videos where they're doing something nice for somebody else is because they're trying to get some like attention on their social media.
Yeah, and you don't have people like commenting saying, "Oh, why did you have to do this in front of me? Why didn't you have to?" And I'm just like, well, at least I get to see something good.
Oh, that's right.
Not someone say, yo, you're sitting on the street the last week, you're going to little help.
Yeah.
Because you don't have 5 cents to give the church. So, it's one of those things that I think in all, what else I've learned is being able to, I really said it, take what you will that can help you and help others in terms of your spirituality and your beliefs. Not forcing down on other people your beliefs and thought process, because that's not their identity. That's what they identify with. And then just, celebrating them for who they are, accepting them for who they are, as long as they don't hurt you and I don't hurt them, we're good to go. I do agree.
I think that's great. I also think it's good to start to recognize if somebody's trying to shove their belief system down your throat. You have a right to be like, hey, I need to second guess this. So then she'll read this feels icky. And I believe it's always good to have a strong boundary with yourself. Yes, I agree.
All right. Well, that is a good conversation. I'm sure we'll have more to discuss. Something else will pop up and say, hey, let's talk. What about this? What do you think about this? I'm like, what? So I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope you did too. If you have any thoughts, feel free to shoot us an email, info@afrostylemag.com, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.